Welcome back to another episode of Post It. Now I know I haven't uploaded in a week, and I'm gravely sorry for that, but I'm back now and ready to go. So last week I uploaded a new short film, which was Can You Hold This For a Sec? It was just a quick film I did for fun with a couple of friends, but it's already had some really great successes. It was selected and screened at the Black Box for the Film Devour festival, and recently was a runner-up on the Interfilm Film of the Month competition. In fact, I already have a Post-it video recorded and edited for Can You Hold This For a Sec, which I made ages back, but Film Devour requires the film not to be online, so I postponed that video until I had the video up. Now I'm thinking it would be a good idea to break down that video into a number of separate ones to go through each stage of the process in a bit more detail. So from this week there'll be a small series of videos on Can You Hold This For a Sec, with some footage from now and some footage from that original video, if that makes sense. So now I'm going to hand over to past Recremac, who's wearing strangely similar clothes, and he's going to tell you a little bit about the plot of the film. I had originally planned it as a project to just get as many people out before people went away for summer, but unfortunately the only people who could come were that dedicated lot from the Scarlet crew. I'd originally had the idea from someone giving someone an ice lolly and just walking away and leaving them kind of stranded in that tricky position where you've got like two sticky messes in your hands and you're trying to do a simple manual function. So that was the basic premise. Be kind of built in all this stuff would he'd be trying to do all these things, tying his laces, sneezing, and then at the end his friend will come back and show him the right way to do it, which is just stick it in a holder. Thank you very much for that, past Recremac. Now back to the studio. So as past Recremac has very clearly explained, the narrative starting point is really very simple. It explores one simple idea, that being stuck with two lollies, one in each hand. In this way, Can You Hold This For a Sec focuses in on a very tiny, very specific human experience. It's a study of a really, really simple idea. For me, this idea of the inherent difficulties of just having a lolly in each hand came from a real life experience, something I just observed in my own family. And of course, when you see these things in real life, they don't necessarily make for the most riveting film, but I suppose part of being a filmmaker is how to notice those things in daily life. The thing is, it's such an obvious fact. Of course, it's difficult to do things with two lollies in each hand, but as you become a storyteller and as you go through life with that mindset, your mind just starts gathering those nuggets of inspiration for you. My personal approach is that when I see something tiny like this, I write it down on a post-it, of course, and then I transfer this later on to my long list of ideas. After I finish one of my films, or I'm stuck for ideas, or just want to look back over what my old thought processes were, I'll take a look through this document and see if there are any inspiring things I could start working for a script on. Some of the ideas in that document are full-blown narrative structures, but some are as simple as that tiny observation. No, they're not films in themselves yet, but that's where your creative genius comes in. Start brainstorming any immediate associations you have with the starting idea, and work out what can be done with these. And what I personally try and do is try to find the narrative arc. We first of all have our character, whose goal is to protect both the ice lollies, and obviously the conflict is all the different things that he has to try and do while holding two ice lollies. So in this case, mapping the narrative structure involved the different conflicts he had to overcome while holding the two lollies, in a kind of Mr. Bean skit fashion. Ingenious solutions and perseverance against universal problems. So for example, he'll take off the bag, he'll hide the lollies under himself as the leaves fall, he'll show great dexterity when tying his laces. So now we're really starting to build the mountain out of the molehill, starting with that basic idea, escalating the conflict and the character's goals, and therefore building the character into one that we can really empathize with and relate to. In my description, I said that this was a universally uncomfortable situation of having the lolly in each hand, but if I just mentioned that experience to you, you probably wouldn't think it was that universal. But of course, then making it into a film allows you to visualize it yourself, and all of a sudden it becomes a really relatable and indeed universal experience. And I think that's really what this film was about. It was about a study of a sliver of human experience. Really, this was the tip that I can't take credit for. It was from the master himself, D. Darius. These make excellent subjects for microfilms, diving deeply into the most specific of starting ideas. And again, I'm taking this from somewhere else, the amazing Brady Hood. To say something universal, you've got to start somewhere very specific. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Post It. More to come on Can You Hold This For a Sec? Please let me know if you enjoyed any other content you would like to see. Put it down in the comments, and any comments you would like to say about the video at all are highly appreciated. It's lovely to have a bit of discussion down there with people who just put their thoughts in. Really nice. It's really nice to see. So thank you again, and I'll see you in the next Post It.